Thanks, Akumafy. This right here. Just lines and alcohol, really. All right. Stuffy nose gone. There we go. A little bit of Mullen in my coffee did the trick. Wow, it's crazy how fast sometimes you get the right stuff. Not just cayenne coffee. No, Mullen in the coffee. It's a type of plant that specifically fights congestion. And boy, does it work. Extremely effective. I can't believe it, man. Stuffy nose is gone. Just a couple sips already gone. Herbology. Hello, art by Mia. Boyang. No way this person's trying to actually use a word like this. There must be something wrong. No, I don't. It's important to note that not all taters grow that way. In fact, most of them grow outwards, not upwards, as far as tubers go. Let me see. Just like tomatoes, which from the same family, there's two types. Determinate and indeterminate. The indeterminate tomatoes will grow and grow and grow and grow, which until they die, essentially. Determinate means they're determined to grow a certain size. Meaning they'll grow to a certain size. Usually the bigger varieties of tomatoes are the determinates. Meaning the plant grows to a certain size and it doesn't grow anymore. So, potatoes are similar in that there's a certain variety that will just grow kind of like in a shelf. Kind of like draw a circle around the plant and it'll just kind of spread out in that direction. And then there's the kind that will just keep going up and growing, you know, and you mound it, but no, I don't do the mounding. If you and here's also a thing: if you have a thick layer of mulch, some sort of mulch, straw or leaves, or even just wood chips on top of the potatoes, the potatoes will always stay under that layer. So the only reason you would really mound up is if the potatoes were peeking through the dirt and they were getting sunlight exposed to them. Then they turn green and become poisonous. So let's see. Let's see if I can find a little diagram here. Not finding a good one. Oh, here's a good idea. Okay, here's kind of a good one. So here's the determinate variety, which most potatoes are. See, so you can mound it up all you want. This is all you're gonna get. And then in the indeterminate variety, you can see it will kind of go up. And in that case, you would mound it. But either way, you're still gonna get a good harvest of potatoes without mounding. So. I also, when I plant the potatoes, I tend to plant them a little bit deeper so they're already starting lower. You know what I'm saying? Right. Okay, here we go. All right, here's the description. Determinate potatoes produce a single layer of tubers just below the soil surface. They produce fewer tubers than indeterminate ones, but they tend to be earlier, even much earlier, most maturing at 55 to 70 days. In short season climates, only determinate potatoes may have time to produce full-size tubers. Good for storage. They also have shorter stems, not given to flopping.
Good day, dear friend. Your contribution to the growth of our kingdom is invaluable. Thank you for your devotion.
Hey. Hey, what's up, Hobby Hoss? How you doing, my friend? Right, but it makes sense when, especially once you know that potatoes and tomatoes are from the same plant family, you know. see what we got here for you. When I learned that too, I was like, it does make sense. Even the smallest spark has the potential to ignite the mightiest of flames. Indeed. Indeed. You have found your people, Frosty. Welcome. Can you trim the potato vines? Mine are going wild. Sweet potatoes or regular potatoes? I'm not sure potatoes should have vines. Do you mean just like the branches? Like the branches and stuff? You shouldn't, because what happens is you wait until the potato plant is starting to die back, and all the energy of that foliage on the top will go into the potatoes and make them plump up. So if you cut that off, that's taking all that energy and just kind of throwing it to the wayside. So yeah, so you want to leave it there if you can. And then once the plant dies back, once it's starting to like absorb that foliage back down underground, that's when it's time to harvest. Oh wow, so here's the list of determinate varieties. Remember what I was talking about? The variety of this world is insane. This is exactly what I'm talking about with gardening. These are just popular determinate potato varieties. Ready? Look at this. Those are just some popular determinate varieties. Just a few. Okay, so the indeterminate potatoes. These potatoes are capable of producing tubers at multiple levels. So although you plant them at the same depth as determinate potatoes, you need to keep mounding the soil, mulch, chopped leaves or straw around the plant as the season progresses. This mounding will not only help support their tall, often floppy stems, but tubers will form in the increasingly high mounds to a maximum of about 1 foot above the original level. They are also the potatoes used in potato towers and potato bags. Let's see here. Indeterminate potatoes produce more tubers than determinate, but they need longer growing season. Some are mid-season, 70 to 90 days, but most are 90 to 110 days, even 135 days. Not all late varieties are adapted to shorter season climates. And here is a list of the indeterminate varieties that are popular. Yeah, I know. When I discovered this too, I was like, oh man, I'm doing all this extra work and it's just not even how they work. Not all potatoes are the same. So a trick you can do, here's a trick you can do if you want to get the maximum potatoes, like say you're doing like the bag method where you're growing them in a like cloth bag or something, or like what you're doing, Sarah, with you layer the potato. So when you plant your potatoes, you plant one down here and you plant one up here in the same growing space. And what'll happen is it'll fill in potatoes like this. So you're getting like 2 layers instead of just 1 layer, you know? So you plant like 2 seed potatoes, but you stagger them with the depth. You could even do it one even lower and do like 3, you know? So you stagger them from the top so they're all spaced out, but then you also stagger them from the depth. And that's a good way to get just a ton of potatoes out of the like a small growing space. How to tell? Oh, this is good. Okay, oddly, potato suppliers rarely seem to mention which type of potato. This is true. I always look for it and you can never find it. Determinate or indeterminate. They tend to stick to the terms early, mid-season, and late in their descriptions. Helpful information to be sure, but it doesn't necessarily tell you which ones will produce tubers on mounded stems and which ones won't. Mid-season varieties, for example, can belong to either group. Okay, so if it says late, that if it's a late season potato, it's most likely indeterminate, meaning it just keeps growing. And if it's early, then it's most likely determinate. Of course, you can find out if the potato is indeterminate or not by growing it. Determinate potatoes rarely grow very tall and are often early to bloom. That's definitely the ones I got. However, if the plant stems just keep growing up and up, it's indeterminate. In fact, you can confirm by mounding the stems and checking to see if new tubers form in the added layer. You know, now that I think about it, I might actually have one section that is indeterminate. Because I one section that's actually flowering and the other section isn't yet, and it does seem to be getting determined indeterminates. All right, back to sculpting. Sorry. I can't help it. Can't help it. The garden draws me in. Okay. It's all Serap's fault. We all know this. Carry on. Back to work. There's so much to learn. I love it, man. This is why I really think it's important to know these things, because it does take a long time to become proficient in any way, shape, or form with growing food. It takes time. You can't just be like a year one gardener and be, knowledgeable enough to produce enough food to feed yourself and your family, It takes time to build that up. Every year it gets better and better. Just like any skill in life, man. Just gotta put the time in. It's a simple formula, effort and time. But we always try to get away from that. It's nice, isn't it? When you build a space like that, you just go and sit in it. Just seeing all the life that it brings to an area that was practically lifeless, if you think about it, comparatively. It's always so nice. The only thing I'm proficient at is eating food. Well, that's not sustainable, my friend. Maybe you'll acquire some knowledge passively from my random garden rants over the years. You're gonna be like, aha, I remember old Senat Bush ranting about potatoes. You're welcome. What's up, Gravity? Good morning. Your houseplants provide a similar function. Creating your zen space. It's a never-ending rabbit hole too, man, I swear. Because once you get through like vegetables and stuff like that, and then you start moving into like herbs, and you go from herbs into like the really off the beaten path, like you know, herbal medicines and stuff like that. Then you're getting in really deep. All kinds of plants you never even heard of before that can do amazing things. Like remove my stuffy nose in one sip. That was Mullen, by the way, if anyone's curious. Mullen. Mullien or something like that. It's a pretty cool plant. They called it cowboy's toilet paper. Because it produces big, strong, soft leaves that used to be used as on-the-go toilet paper. It also has medicinal properties to help fight congestion or remove it. Another use of it, interestingly enough, the mullein plant, it grows this long, the top of the plant is this long kind of like seed pod, like all these seeds that grow up this long stem. If you were to take those seeds and crush them in your hand and sprinkle them into a body of water, it'll knock out all the fish and they'll float up to the top. Don't do it though. It's illegal in most places. But it's valuable knowledge in a survival situation. Especially considering it's a pretty common just plant that grows all over the place. I know, right? Just imagine the guy who discovered this property of the knocking out of the fish, and would just like crush up the seeds and like put them in the sleeves of his shirt, dress like a wizard, and be like, "Ah, sir, we're starving. I wish we had some food. Follow me, follow me. For the low price of 5 shillings, I shall summon the fish from the bottom of the depths." Then they pay you, and you cast your spell, then shoots the seeds out of the sleeves, and they all just float up to the surface. There you are. Magic. Oh man. You know it had to have happened somewhere. This is cosplay.
The strength of the Bush Kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people. March to war.
Why, hello there, Maddie. Hey, good to see you. How you doing? Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome. Welcome in, raiders. Man, I haven't seen you in a long time. How you been? Welcome, welcome, everybody. If anyone's new coming in here, my name is Bush. I make one-of-a-kind custom sculptures here. All traditionally done. We're working on this dragon. It's a blue dragon from the D&D realm. I was gonna say, I was like, I think you haven't been here. That's why I haven't seen you. Glad you're back. The triumphant return of Maddie. Working on the wing right now. Yeah, welcome back. How long have you been back? Thanks, Foster. Got some other pieces I can show you guys if you'd like. Do a little show and tell. Let me go grab a few. We got all kinds of stuff in the works. We have a project rotation or schedule, so each time you tune in, I'll be working on kind of something different. So, got a lot of stuff in the works. Grab these two. Okay, cool. Taking it easy. That's good. Slow and steady wins the race, right? So, I mean, I'm sure you've probably told this a million times, but what have you been working with your crafts outside of Twitch? I imagine some sort of a job of some sort. This is Morgoth from the Lord of the Rings universe. If you're unfamiliar with that universe, it's Sauron's master. creator of the orcs and the Belrogs. Oop. And then this is a mouse guard. Mouse guardian mouse. Inspired by the David Peterson mouse guard. The client had a specific character from, can't remember what game, EverQuest, I think. So this is the character in mouse guard form, essentially. Hey, what's up, Doctor? Dr. Adrian. Hey, thanks, Maddie. Domestica. Brush making. Oh, that's cool. Attempting YouTube. YouTube is not an easy. I think it's not easy to break into YouTube. I don't know how your experiences have been. I think you have to produce high-level content for a long time before it actually starts to like pop off, you know what I mean? So it's like getting through that wave of yeah, exactly. So you had to like create really good quality content for a while without seeing any sort of any sort of gain, essentially. That's what it seems like to me. Not easy. And the thing is when I remember when I started streaming, for example, YouTube was still kind of fresh, and the expectation of quality was like way down here. Like nowadays the expectation of quality is like studio level, like high visual, audio, transitions, all that stuff. That's like the normal expectation. So it's really so you have to produce that level in order to even compete. At least I think so. Just from my perspective. So. Oh yeah, yeah. It's not easy. Not easy. It's the time thing too, man. It's very difficult to, for example, being, I spend the majority of my week live streaming to then also try and produce YouTube videos on top of that. It's like, oh man. Some of those YouTube creators, man, they must work tirelessly to produce like a video a week or even a video every 2 weeks. It's just lots of editing. I think the real goal, to be honest, Maddie, is to get to kind of put in the work and struggle bus until you can make your channel start generating revenue. Then hire an editor for like a percentage of the channel's revenue. And then that way you're not doing the editing work. And it's like a shared win-win situation or lose-lose situation. Because I don't think any artist at base level has the equity to be able to hire like somebody full-time. You know? I think that would be the best. As you can tell, I've thought about this a lot, but I think that would be the best way to do it. So we have some YouTube video production, but it's not our main focus. It's for us, it's mostly the live streaming and then the shorts content on all these short platforms. But I figured a way to take those shorts and combine them at the end into a longer form video. That's kind of been the slow road we've been on, but it takes like a couple months for us to actually get something done, so. Yeah. See, I have another human being that works alongside of me that, you know, it's not somebody I have to pay, so. My wife. But that's, yeah, I wouldn't have any, I would have like zero video production at all without her, so. Definitely. It's a lot of work, but it can be done. Have you already started that journey with producing YouTube videos, or is it something that's in the works? Be very cool to see a single project start to finish in a YouTube video. I have those available. You can go check them out. I think we have a couple, 2 or 3 start to finish YouTubes. Trying to find a format, yeah. Yeah, it takes some, yeah, exactly. You have to play around and see what works and what doesn't. Once you get your video formula, that seems to be the thing. You figure out a formula, a repeatable formula, and then you just start kicking it out. The disposable content culture we have. The nice thing, so the benefit I think to YouTube is that the work that you do will last, and once it does become successful, you'll be bringing in a paycheck from work that you did years ago, you know. Oh, nice, PV. Yeah, I don't know if you've looked into that, Maddie, but Twitch now allows multi-streaming, and that's something I've been doing. So ever since they allowed it. Some I've been wanting to do since forever, but it wasn't allowed for partners. Something to consider. I've definitely gained some people that I would have not found just on Twitch, so. But just like anything, it certainly takes time to grow. Twitch is still definitely the place to stream, but there are people on those other platforms. People I watch on YouTube always mention the algorithm. The algorithm is, you know, when you click on YouTube and open it up and you see all the content right in front of you? That's the algorithm. It decides the things that you like to watch, and it serves you those things. Most people, when they watch YouTube, don't individually search for things.
Listen closely, traveler, to what I say.